There have been some dumb design lawsuits over the years, from Walmart versus Kanye, Apple versus Prepare, Monster versus the Toronto Raptors, and Nike versus anyone who makes anything resembling the Jumpman logo. But the Tesco versus Lidl lawsuit is easily one of the most confusing. The headlines are about a yellow circle, but the whole legal fight over the most recent club card promotion comes down to Tesco's arrogance. Club card has been a staple of Tesco since 1995, frequently cited as the best loyalty scheme among British supermarkets, when they're not stealing your data. The logo usually featured the typical Tesco colours of blue and red, with several logos coming and going over time. In September 2020, a new logo appeared featuring the yellow circle, which was absolutely everywhere. As it wasn't just the logo, it was the holding shape for promotions and the reduced prices for the shops. This was part of a very aggressive marketing push along with a very terrifying advert. You get the impression there was a much bigger marketing push behind Club Card than ever before. Tesco's goal was to increase sign-ups to Club Card, and they could offset these new deals by placing larger orders with suppliers at a discounted rate, hence the bigger marketing push. The Great War of the Yellow Circle began when Lidl issued the lawsuit against Tesco shortly after the new Club Card logo appeared in 2020, citing that Tesco deliberately copied their trademark to deceive customers. Lidl has owned registered trademarks in the UK since 1989. These include logos featuring the blue box with the yellow circle and red outline with their name in the centre, but they also hold the trademark for the version without their name, which is the version at the centre of this lawsuit. Tesco disputed the claim in June 2022, which was later dismissed. They again revived the dispute later in the same year, saying Lidl had applied for the trademark on bad faith, as they had never used the logo without their name, and they claimed the design was just too generic, while Lidl accused Tesco of trying to ride on their coattails. But in this case, Tesco won the appeal. So the High Court hearing was set for early 2023, which Lidl won, with the judge citing that Tesco copied the yellow circle to stop customers from switching to cheaper alternatives. The most interesting revelation was that agency Wolf Ollins produced the design, with Tesco recognising the similarities between the new logo and Lidl's, but went forward with the new design anyway. According to Wolf Ollins, however, they did not make the design, and aren't even involved in the lawsuit. The agency has worked with Tesco in the past, but as far as I can see, not on the most recent Club Card logo. There was survey evidence submitted that social media posts, customer feedback from both Lidl and Tesco records, and Tesco's own internal communications, there were clear similarities between the two. Tesco wanted to simply pay damages as a result of the lawsuit, but Lidl wanted to go one step further, wanting all the logos removed, so an injunction was set for June 2023, and it was good news for Lidl. With this ruling, Tesco will be forced to remove the yellow circle from their shops, shelves and advertising, with Tesco estimating it would cost them £8 million to do so.
That's gotta hurt.
Lidl has a lower market share than Tesco, with it climbing to nearly 8% in 2023. They have been expecting more shoppers to make the switch given the rising inflation and price gouging. It's likely because of this that in 2022, Aldi overtook Morrison's to become the fourth largest supermarket in the UK, with their market share now rising to over 10%. Tesco is still top of the tree, and they are one of the supermarkets that has been accused of greedflation, but Tesco simply blames the suppliers such as the farmers, who have hit back saying that Tesco are living in a parallel universe. The fact that Lidl was able to win this lawsuit has created all the more confusion, as discount supermarkets like Lidl and Aldi prefer to use private label knockoffs for their own non-existent brands. Aldi are by far one of the worst for this, and some of these designs are so very blatant, but Lidl does the exact same for some of their brands too. Their own brands feature the same packaging, colour and look and feel of the products they're attempting to rip off. Lidl accused Tesco of riding on their coattails with the Club Card logo. Well, what do you call this? Assuming Lidl can get away with this as they're not infringing on any trademarks with these packaging designs, the same could be said for their logos, as some look very similar to actual brands, like this knockoff of McVitie's, which has the same dark blue holding shape surrounded by two gold stripes. Their logo is a registered trademark, though the Towergate logo is close enough, you can see the resemblance, though it's still not the same. But it's much more difficult to trademark elements around the logo, which is why the packaging is sporting similar designs and has the same colour for each variety. But McVitie's don't have a trademark over these colour combinations. The Lidl Oreo packaging features the same light blue and dark blue colouring around a very similar looking logo. The cereal boxes and logos have the same colour schemes as the Kellogg's versions, and their cider feels like discount Copperberg. This video would be never ending if I went through everything, but there are a lot. So this yellow circle was infringing on Lidl's trademark, but it would seem that Lidl's bargain basement brands are just similar enough that they aren't infringing on any other registered trademarks of these brands. I am obviously not a lawyer, but this whole dispute is a head scratcher, given that brands copying each other is a fairly common practice. This does bear some similarities to the Apple vs Samsung case from 2012, as Samsung were found to have been infringing on Apple's patents, as the legal battle was over whether Samsung copied Apple to gain an edge in the smartphone market. Tesco did infringe on Lidl's trademark, and this similar design for Clubcard also feels intentional, but they went forward with this similar looking branding anyway, likely thinking they could argue this in court. I can't say I fully understand it, but it sure does make Tesco look pretty stupid.